Billahi Minash Shaitan Rajim. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is your boy, Umar Abdurrahim, Black Plight for You. I'm reporting to you live from Washington D.C. And as you may or may not know, this deals with the killing of George Floyd. As you know, brothers and sisters, as a Muslim, I feel obligated to give a response. I've been in a state of contemplation and thinking of various ways to respond to this topic. But first and foremost, Muslims around the world, you have questions and I have answers. Let's start with the beginning. As you know, Americans have been the world leaders for quite a long time. Whether for good or whether for worse, we've been handling our business as administrations prior. Currently, Americans are not performing as world leaders. And this was due to isolationism as issued by a directive by President 45. Let's connect the dots. Dot number one. The first dot that must be drawn is, how's the Arab Spring correlate to what we're dealing with? Well, being in a capitalistic society, most of the residents of the United States respond quicker to economic disparity than other nations. This is not a pure capitalist society, but without a job here, you instantly are poor. Unlike anywhere in the world where there's social nets and also strong family ties. In the United States, we do not have that. Therefore, this period of COVID-19, small changes in the economy and the 20 million plus unemployed is causing issues. And this is what we would consider a Western Arab Spring. And now today, we mourn for a fellow human being, African-American brother, was taken out. My brother Floyd, may rest in peace, by a police officer who was foolish and didn't know the consequences of his actions. It's not a joking matter, but yet his foolishness put us to where we are today. It's a nation on guard. Everyone's on guard. Police, people in the streets. This is the reality of where we are in the United States. It's not something to play with. Your boy Trump, he's loving his power. He's inciting violence, which means that he might want to hold on to his position in the midst of violence. Some say he might declare martial law. Who cares? We're thinking about the people, innocent people who are on the streets trying to express themselves. Very important that you realize you have to listen, because today is a day that won't end well if the oppressed are not heard. We all stand with our brothers and sisters protesting and being strong and maintaining focus on the messaging of ending police brutality. May Allah be with the believers who are out there struggling, and understand it's an obligation for the Muslims to stand strong for justice. I see youth putting videos up saying that they are scared. They can't hit the streets. They can't go to white neighborhoods if they're black. These are some of the things I'm hearing, and they want this stuff to end. This is why the youth are taking the streets. It doesn't give justification for violence, but there is no playbook for protesting. It was in 1968 that America has seen something similar to this. And in 1968, we witnessed America on fire. But it was tremendously worse than what it is today, brothers and sisters, in an international context. So let's bring this back home. I have two video clips to show my viewers that will give you a better explanation than I would ever do. And let me give you some context in these two clips that'll let you understand what's happening in the U.S. Clip number one deals with Floyd's twin brother, and it speaks to the messaging that started the sort of riot situation. And the messaging is, no longer would a victim of African American descent actually sit back and read the script that was handed to him by the establishment. Floyd's twin brother took a stance of speaking the truth to power. And his stance is really what was the ignition to the fire on the streets. In the middle of the fights and the riots, you'll see that there's a police that is responding to another police officer about putting a foot or knee on the neck. As you can see, the Americans have already responded and progress has hit the streets, where many officers are now standing up against police brutality. So the results have been pretty much effectively met. Lastly is very complicated, but where we're going, because of COVID and high unemployment levels, it looks like there'll be a lot more to come. But the objectives of Floyd's situation has been met, although the officer has only been charged with murder 3, which is not good enough in anybody's opinion, but at least he was charged. This is your brother Umar, giving you a perspective on the ground in the United States. Black plight for you. Stay strong. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm here because they're not going to demean the character of George Floyd, my twin. A lot of times when police do things that they know that's wrong, the first thing they try to do is cover it up and bring up your background to make it seem like the bull that they did was worthy. When was murder ever worthy? Never. But if it's a black man, it's approved. You can't tell me when that man had his knee on my brother's neck, taking his life away with his hand in his pocket, that smirk on his face didn't say I'm protected.
That's right. That's what it said. That's what it said.
You can't tell me that he didn't feel that it was his duty to murder my brother and that he was fine with it, and he knew he was going to get away with it. You can't tell me that wasn't a look in his face.